Let's talk about the Broncos entering the 2026 season. They're wrapped up in a, quote, Super Bowl or bust, unquote, mentality after a stellar 14-3 campaign in 2025 that ended in heartbreak. When their star quarterback went down, the team is heavily favored by analysts to contend again. The biggest narrative in Denver is the return of franchise quarterback Bo Nix. Nix suffered a broken ankle during the 2025 divisional round win, forcing backup Jarrett Stidham to step in for a crushing AFC Championship game loss. Ahead of regular season action, Nix has declared himself, quote, good as new, unquote, after multiple offseason surgeries and has shown zero limitations in practice. Critics and fans alike are eager to see if he can pick up right where he left off and carry Denver through a brutal early season schedule. The biggest splash of the offseason came when the Broncos traded their 2026 first, third, and fourth round draft picks to the Miami Dolphins for star receiver Jaylen Waddle. Adding Waddle's explosive vertical speed to a room that already features Cortland Sutton completely changed the ceiling of Denver's passing game. In a surprising move following a near Super Bowl appearance, Sean Payton shook up his offensive staff by firing Joe Lombardi and promoting 31-year-old former quarterback Davis Webb to offensive coordinator. Payton took it a step further by transferring official play calling duties to Webb for the 2026 season. How long do you believe the call sheet remains in Webb's hands? Would say the people's champ.
Until they start losing. And if they start, I think, I don't think Sean Payton would be Sean Payton if he doesn't have his hand on it in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So I don't think he's like totally removed himself from the offense, or at least the offense room, so to speak. But I think if they can't get through this first part of the schedule, you may, see some changes. But I think if they can, go through the season and have some success, I think as the postseason rolls around, that's where it starts to become, let's say, more of a collaborative effort. That's me being nice.
I was going to say, man, you more optimistic than me. I think as long as the offense looks fluid and the team continues to put up wins, I think that it'll stay in Davis Webb's hands. I think if they begin to sputter at all, he's taking the call sheet. If they begin to have slow starts, he's taking the call sheet. If they begin to stall in the middle of games.
Dang, I was about to say, you talking in game.
He's taking the call sheet. If they begin to play poorly down the stretch of games, he's taking the call sheet. Last season, the Broncos trailed in 14 of 17 games, which is just as historic as the Bears with the 7 fourth quarter comebacks. Mm-hmm. So, I don't think anyone has ever done that and won 14 games. So I think Mr. Webb is holding on to those play calling duties, as long as things look
it pay dividend.
Perfect, because I don't see Sean Payton leaving that call sheet in his hands if things don't look absolutely stellar. Like, I think things have to stay stellar, man. But on the other hand, here's the other hand. I think that the offense is going to be improved. So, like, late in the year, they lost J.K. Dobbins. Remember, he hurt himself. They do have Waddle. They saying Mims is having a great camp. So, I do think that there's a possibility that the offense is better and more fluid. So, Davis Webb, I think his situation is improved.
Yeah.
That's why even more so, like, you better capitalize.
Yeah, you got less excuses.
Yeah, because all the more reason where he going to be like, man, and we got more weapons. Give me that call sheet. So, yeah, but I do. I think that it's a dubious proposition, him holding on to that.
Maybe Sean's getting ready to move all the way upstairs and stay.
I can't see it, man. He's control freak.
He is.
He is control freak.
The evidence shows.
He definitely is. The Denver Broncos entering the 2026 season are widely considered a Super Bowl or bust contender, as we said, under head coach Sean Payton, largely because they are returning 21 of 22 starters. I said 20 of 22 when I sent the sheet. from a roster that went 14-3 and made an AFC Championship run last year. Let me ask you, do you view the Broncos as the favorite to win a stacked AFC West division? What say the people's champ?
I did pick them to win the division.
Okay, so spoiler alert, huh?
I did.
Yeah.
I did pick them to win the division. Simply because the uncertainty with Mahomes' health.
Yep.
I think I would need about 8 to 9 weeks to see how he looks.
Okay.
Because, first couple of weeks he could, be coming back off the field good.
Yeah.
Some swelling may come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Some stiffness. Yep.
I think he's wearing a brace.
Oh yeah.
That all that matters. And again, with Walker, it's a different look.
Yep.
A lot of
some adjustment.
Yeah, a lot of times because it sounds and looks better on paper. If you do any fan dueling, you know how that goes.
Man,
it always looks good on paper. Then the ball's tipped or kicked off, and ooh-wee. So with the addition to Waddle.
Yeah, I like that addition. Man, oh man.
I mean, that I think helps keep Nix a little cleaner.
Yep.
Because he likes to he gets tempted to run a little bit.
Yep.
So I think if he's got another guy he can check on his progressions that can get open.
Yep.
That helps him.
Yes.
So that's and then the defense. I mean, their defense is gonna be there.
Yeah, and they're returning everybody.
Yeah. So
I think the only rotation player they lost was Jonathan Franklin Myers, but he wasn't a starter. He was just a rotation edge.
Right. So yeah, I have them. I have them winning the AFC West.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say who I picked to win the division, but I will say that by all accounts they should be the favorite. I mean, they're returning basically the entire team for all intents and purposes. I think technically they returned in 21 to 22 starters only because Jaylen Waddle was inserted into the starting lineup. I think, what I'm saying? But I think they're returning the entire team. So, I mean, like you said, man, the defense, they should be just as good returning all of the starters. All of the key players are there. We talked about the offensive improvements. Bo Nix is 1 year older with a better understanding of the system. I mean,
and
all signs point to them being the favorite.
And if something to be said, they got blood in their eye.
Yeah.
They tasted it.
Yeah. I think so too. Yeah, that was just a rough break and breaking his ankle.
They tasted
second to last play of the game.
That was a hell of a game too.
That was a great game. With Buffalo. Yeah, and did you? I'm tempted to wait until we get to that NFC and AFC East. But did you see Dan Orlovsky's list of the top 10 quarterback decision makers?
No,
and he had Josh Allen number 1.
I mean, man, a quarterback decision-making list stamped by Dan Orlovsky. I mean, sometimes the jokes write themselves.
Right. I'm like, we literally just saw Josh Allen in the last game that we saw him play make the last play was one of the worst decisions that I've ever seen in a professional football game by a quarterback. And I like Josh Allen. I'm not trying to.
I like Josh Allen and I like Dan Orlovsky for the most part.
I do too.
But he's lunching on that.
Yeah, but bro, my man, what are we even talking about? And again, I like Jared Allen, but the Jared Allen worship?
Josh.
I always call him Jared Allen because of the edge rusher from back in the day for the Minnesota Vikings. Shout out to Jared Allen. But I'm talking Josh Allen, the Josh Allen worship, dog.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's a little wild.